Hey, you gotta be genuine. That's the name of this game.
Welcome.
Oh, wait, I'm not ready. I mean, ready. Welcome.
Good
Welcome, yeah, to another episode of the FND podcast. I'm
He's
effing.
effing. Oh,
Oh, you want to try that again?
I'm just trying to mess you up all morning. I want to see how many I can get you with. We're
Number
trying
one.
April Fool's Day in September.
She's Dean.
I'm Dean.
And we talked about in a previous podcast what that Dean may have meant. You can go back probably after this starting
Right
episode.
now, I'm drinking.
You're drinking, Dean.
I'm not fun drinking. This is water.
Yum. Me too. Well, I have
Cup of
hot
Joe.
tea. No, hot tea. Tea.
Hey.
Because after that last podcast, my voice was raspy.
You know, speaking of the joke I almost got you with today.
Mm-hmm. So welcome to the FND podcast. She's Dean and I'm effing. And we're happy that the three people have joined us today for this week's podcast. I got so much to talk about. I have so much on my plate.
That's what I love about you.
What, that I can't shut up, or
that you do all that you talk.
That's it.
I just gotta show up. Yeah. You got to talk about. Let's go.
So the first question, this podcast was almost late because you had to run to the store for what?
I'm making fried ice cream for a dinner party today.
Right.
Yeah.
And in a previous podcast, you mentioned.
Uh-oh, here we go.
You don't like ice cream.
I do not like ice cream. So,
out of everything that's swimming in my mind today, and everything that I have to talk about, why are we making?
So we could have a whole podcast of the things that I like and don't like, but do anyway. For example, my favorite style of beer is a stout. Flavor profiles of coffee and chocolate. Two things I hate most in this world are coffee and chocolate. Funny story, I got chocolate sauce for my ice cream too. So.
Are you going to partake in any of
I am going to partake. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. A bite sounds really good. And I think that's more of what I mean when I say I don't like something is most people are, going to eat an entire bowl of ice cream.
Right.
That jug of Breyers has been in there for a month.
I get it.
Uh-huh.
So it's not a complete dislike of ice cream or any of that.
It's just when someone says a bowl of ice cream, I would like a bite. But coffee and chocolate are disgusting. I don't like those at all, except in alcoholic form.
I get it. Well, most everything in alcoholic form is great. For instance, if we ever had that sponsor that I'm looking for, Screwball.
Know who you are.
Peanut butter whiskey. Every time I mention it, people give me a funny look. And I love bourbon and whiskey. I have a huge collection of unique bourbons and whiskeys that I've collected over the years. With that said, I mention this particular bourbon whiskey, Screwball. Now, you have to like the flavor peanut butter. If you don't like peanut butter, it's over. But
why are you even here?
The way they marry these two ingredients, to me, are heaven. And I've mentioned I don't drink anymore, but if I do, it's because the establishment is offering Screwball, or I may just feel like a little sip at home. Neat. Thank you very much.
So, learning thing is there's multiple different ways we haven't done very many podcasts on bartending. Maybe we should do that more, in drink making and all the different things. But many different ways to drink whiskey. Mm-hmm. You can drink it neat, on the rocks, as a shot. What is your mixed in a cocktail? What is your preferred way of drinking Screwball? Do you like it just straight up? Do you like it with a little?
I like it neat.
Good chocolate.
I like it neat. Now, I don't drink a lot of it. Like your ice cream sitting in the freezer forever. My bottle of Screwball has been sitting on the shelf forever.
Except you actually like Screwball.
I do. I do. And you go out and buy ice cream. Uh, apple pie.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
True. But it's your house. You could make the dessert you want to make.
I saw a TikTok with fried ice cream on it last night, and it looked really good. I don't. Now I have to try it. Cinnamon
Okay.
toast crunch as the breadcrumbs.
As the ice cream crumbs, right? The crumble
Yeah, yeah.
versus plain old Special K.
I
I get
really
it.
hope my eggs didn't go bad. Speaking of other things in my house that I don't like that I own, I think they have 2 days left.
They
We'll
do.
see.
Well, you can always hard boil them real quick and give them to the dog behind you.
He wanted to join in.
He
He's a
did.
husky. He may actually join in if we're not careful.
Great.
That was one of your questions
That
or one of your
was.
topics.
And it warms my heart that you spend so much time taking care of your guests. And that's why you have such successful dinner parties. And
I was talking to someone last night actually. If I didn't have to work for money,
mhm,
the career choice that I would want was I would want to work in a bakery. I would want to make desserts. I would want to be, which is funny, I'm on the front of house side. I would want to be on the back of house side and
right.
doing the cooking and everything.
I get it. I have to tell you, I've had your cheesecakes
Hmm.
and they rival anything I've had in New York. And I dare anyone to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Moving on to my second conundrum. Last podcast, which is coming out in 5 weeks, we mentioned that was podcast number 7. And yay, we gave our balloons and we gave our happy thoughts. Well, I made a mistake.
Was it podcast number
Yay.
6?
It was podcast number 6.
Oh no. Of all the podcasts that I listen to, that just happens more and more the more numbers you get.
And yeah, there's a lot going on in this head. A
We can get a
lot.
very, very obvious edited robotic sounding voice, and every time we say happy podcast number 7, they'll just go 6.
I may edit that in as I edit these podcasts.
You
And
can
I
put that
spend,
voice mod right there too when you do
I
it.
have it right here. So I can.
I could come in and talk
That's
like this.
perfect. I want that for me. I want the deep, scary one for me when I say 6.
I get it.
So I don't want to be like every other podcast and play with those silly little voice things or have those silly little balloons go up. I mean, I think that's kind of cheesy and we just don't need to do stuff like that, do we?
Nope.
I love you too, sweetheart. So, and the other thought, so yeah, we're on podcast number 7, which means I have you on the hook for an extra podcast. You thought
Damn
you
it.
were, I know. So,
Spoiled
podcast
again.
number 7. Welcome to podcast number 7. Yay!
Yay.
We've more than doubled our output. And I launched podcast number 3 a couple of days ago. And we have a total of 2 viewers as of today.
Called it. They are our biggest fans. Shout out to you two.
Yay.
Thanks for being here with us.
We do appreciate it. So obviously you have nothing to do with your
Tell
life.
your friends.
You are going nowhere with yourself. So we are here to encourage you to stop watching this podcast and get a life. And if you
Call
want to get
Blanton's
into
friends.
hospitality, we're always looking for lost little lambs and black sheep and people who are just confused in life. Do you think that's a good way to put it?
I think so. I think that's pretty descriptive.
Good. So that's all I have to say. So today's topic, we have a really nice guest. We have a really unique guest with us. I'm very excited to have him on board. And as always, I ask our guests to bring their own topic to the table, which gives you and I an opportunity to kind of throw that around a little bit. And the topic he has for us today is how to give a unique experience to guests that you're serving. how to give a unique experience to guests that you are serving, reading body language, and staying in control of service.
That's a fun one.
That's a lot. It can go
It's
in
important though. It
it
is.
is, without a
Because there's
doubt.
nothing worse than bopping from you, you're sitting in your section, you're passing out your checks to all your different tables, and you're at one table and you say, "Thanks for coming. Have a great day." And then you go to the next table and you say, "Thanks for coming. Have a great day." And I've definitely caught myself in that cycle a few times where I've realized I'm walking towards the next table intending on saying that same exact thing,
Right,
where everyone can hear me say it both times. So it is something to be conscious of.
right. And you have to read the table. You don't want to keep walking up to the table every few minutes. How is everything? How is
Mhm.
everything? You have to be able to read the body language and know where they're at in the meal. Are their drinks empty and they're looking around the dining room for a server to take care of them or refill water or bring them more tea?
Mhm.
Or has no one been to the table in quite some time and they're missing extra ranch for their
Some tables
wings?
don't want a server that talks to them. Some tables want eye contact and just quick, what can I get for you?
Right,
Okay, good.
right. You have to be able to read a table and know if they're open to conversation or if they just want to get to business of eating and drinking and talk amongst themselves, which is fine, which is why they're there. You're there to take care of them. You're there to answer whatever wants and needs they may have.
Provide whatever experience they want, not the experience that you necessarily want to give them.
That's a fantastic point. It's not about you.
Me and my one-liners.
It's not about you. It's about what experience you can provide that guest, and
Mhm.
being able to read the table is very important. And you could pick that stuff up quickly. How they treat you, how they act towards you. If they ask questions, how are you? What's your name? Or if it may not be readily available. But if you don't have a name tag, God help you.
One thing too, I don't know if this is on topic or I'm tangenting a little bit. One problem that I've always noticed in service industry, especially with tables that don't want to speak to you, is you get, let's say you get a table that sits down and they're chit-chatting, and at this point you've gone up to them 3 or 4 times and you've tried to ask them, let me know, are you ready or not ready?
Right,
I've seen people do the thing where they put down a menu and they give them some sort of a sign, like, if you twist your menu this way, that's
right,
the point when I will come back to this table.
right.
Otherwise I will not be bothering you ladies other than water refills.
Right. And you have to be able to read that.
And sometimes communicating that to the table too is, I mean, depending on your restaurant completely, but the more you can read it mentally without having to communicate it is
That's
helpful.
another fantastic point. And when I go to a table, if I know it's a group of couples, several couples together, I'll let them know on a Friday, Saturday night, I'm not here to rush you. Please enjoy your evening. I'm going to be standing right over there. Just let me know when you're ready.
I'm here for you.
Right. I'm here for you, and I don't want to come by the table every few minutes. That's a great point. In the South, when they're finished with a meal, they put their fork and the knife on the side of the plate together. So there are a lot of high class restaurants where how you angle the fork and knife together on the plate indicates at what point, what part of the meal you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So if the fork is and knife are at 7 o'clock and 5 o'clock, that means you're still eating. If your fork and knife are together at the 3 o'clock position, that means you're finished with your meal. And it's just some of the nuances. It's
I never
uh,
did manage to remember all of those, but yeah, that was always an impressive form of communication to me.
right, right. So being able to read a table is extremely important. Many times they'll come in and just put the menu down in front of them, and I won't even go to the table and talk about food until they all pick up the menu. and they start looking at the menu. I'll just go to the table, I'll water the table, I'll offer them drinks, and I'll walk away. And in many cases, they'll just gab and gab and gab, and I'll walk by every few minutes and look at the table to ensure that their drinks are full or if they need anything more. But other than that, I'll just keep my mouth shut and walk by.
Being present is important too.
I,
Eye
I think so.
contact with your tables and just overall being on the floor. Even if
With
you're not talking to them, walking past, making your circles.
That's exactly what it is. There are so many servers that sit in the back and will check their phone at that point or whatever they do.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke, which again, I have nothing against all of that, but what you should be doing is working, and you should be making your circles around the dining room, checking not just your table, but we talked about going from good to great to make sure that everybody is happy, that everybody has water, that everybody has tea, that everybody has a clean table, that they're mise en place for their next course. You should
Most
be aware of that throughout the dining
most
room.
restaurants have a 30-second to 2-minute greet time. I've seen 2 minutes in some places.
Right,
Which means you should never not be on the floor for longer, for less, or for more than 30 seconds.
right,
Whatever your greet time is, you should not be away from your tables for that long.
right. And going back to the table after you serve the entree or the appetizer and making sure that everything is right, making sure they have enough ranch or enough barbecue sauce, depending on how you like your wings.
We call it aioli in fancy places.
So, and reading the table is extremely important, and being able to understand your table's wants and needs. It's a lot easier at a club because you're seeing the same people over and over again, which is a great advantage. And you
Mm-hmm.
know how those people like to eat, at what pace they like to move, and they like to drink or not. And in some cases, after a period of time, you know what they drink beforehand and can have it on the table ready for them to go. So but in a restaurant and a hotel, it's more difficult, and it's very important. It's a nuance. It's not just coming up to the table and saying, "Folks, welcome. What can I get you to eat?" It's being able to read body language and seeing how receptive they are to you and what you're bringing to the table and the specials, and do they want to hear about that?
And just because this is an educational podcast, boys and girls, not a born skill. You are not born with this skill. This is
No,
a learned skill.
easy to learn. Easy to
Very,
learn.
very easy to learn when you know what to look for, but a learned skill indeed.
A learned skill, and which brings us to the point. That's exactly what I talk about in this book, is that skill
That book.
specifically. That book, Servers and
Woo!
Managers, Business Development. You know I have to work this in every
Mm-hmm.
single podcast. So, and I managed to get it on the screen correctly without too many twists and turns. But specifically in this book that you can find on my website, serversandmanagers.com, that
Like,
teaches you that skill, that body language. And it's part of going from good to great, not just going up to a table and saying hello, but so much more.
gee, that
And
would make a great chapter name.
funny, I have it. I'd like to be able to bring in our guest now. He has been waiting patiently for us. So, through the magic of potting or podcasting, I'm trying to come up with my own unique lingo.
A PCAT. No, we'll come up with it.
Yeah, it'll come. Give us a moment, and I am going to contact our guest and get him on board and hopefully elevate the conversation moving forward. Welcome back to the FND podcast. I am glad that at least two of you decided to stick with us. I'm Effin,
I'm Dean.
and I'd like to welcome our very special guest. Please introduce yourself, my friend.
Hello, everyone. My name is Larry Robinson, and AKA Larry Lit. I am a singer, producer, rapper, a little bit of everything, a speaker, minister. I do a little bit of everything for God. I wake up every day for God, and it's just
Of
a little bit
course.
about who I am.
That's
I just do
fantastic,
a
my
little,
friend.
little bit of everything, little bit of everything.
And it's
I,
quite a resume, yeah.
I do one thing well. Wake
I
up.
know what you do. There you go. There you go. That's
I
it, brother.
wake up.
That's a
Hey,
good
at
thing
least
to
you're
do.
doing that.
Amen.
And
Amen.
yeah, and of course, I thank the Lord too for
Amen.
waking me up on the right side of the grass every day and with a blessed heart and looking to do love, hopefully, where I go. Although
Amen.
D is giving me a hard time, so I am learning to practice forgiveness
There you go.
every day, every day.
That's what I'm here
So,
for.
welcome, Larry. We're happy to have you on board.
I'm happy to be here.
It's the F&D podcast, and I was telling D earlier that I ask guests to bring their own topic, so they have they're comfortable and they know what they want to talk about. And D and I began talking already about your topic, which is being
Hmm.
able to understand a table, being able to read a table, being able
Yeah.
to understand the body language
Yeah.
of a table. Uh, what do you think? What were your feelings on that topic?
Well, I think it's the key. It's the key to serving. I really believe that connecting with your people you're serving. I believe that it starts with you within yourself. You have to bring excellence. You have to bring humility. You have to bring a certain level of understanding that you're not there to just serve that guest. You're there to be a representation of the best version of you.
That's
Me,
a great point.
Hmm.
I draw to my faith. That's what
Right,
guides me every day.
right,
So I try to be the best representation of Jesus Christ everywhere I go. And if I do that and I just allow his spirit, which is inside me, to flow through me, then it's easy for me to just flow and let things come how they come. But you
right,
gotta have that initial time that you start with somebody and you're serving them. You have to be able to figure out what where they're at mentally, because
right.
that's how you figure out to start off your
We were
when you
talking
serve.
about that too.
Yeah,
Is the table receptive to
absolutely.
listening to whatever you're
Absolutely.
bringing to them? And it's not necessarily about you, but as you mentioned
Hmm.
greatly, you are representing the company, you're
Yep.
representing
Absolutely.
yourself.
Absolutely.
So, unfortunately, in this business, and I don't want to talk about the dark side, we've
Mm.
talked about that in the podcast. There are some people who
Yes.
don't care. They just
Yeah.
want to come in, get their food, get their
That's it.
drink, and get out. And you need to be able to read that.
Hmm.
It's always fun
Fortunately,
to turn that around
in
when you
what
get a
way?
really
Yeah,
cranky table and you
absolutely,
make them have fun.
absolutely. And that's what I live for. The people that come in like that and they come in miserable, by the end of the meal, I'm at least getting a smile out of them. And that,
Hmm.
and
You
that,
can
and
hope
that's
for it.
the that's what you hope for. Some people you just not gonna it's just not gonna work, no matter what you
Right,
do. Yeah, it's about not allowing their mood or their attitude to change your service. And you have to have a standard that you set, and you give that standard no matter what, no matter how anybody treats you, no matter how they talk to you, no matter
right,
what. You keep the best tip ever in your life, even though you might know that great service no matter what,
right.
because the one above sees how you serve every single person.
Uh-huh.
So.
I get it. I get it. And it's understanding that, being able to bring that grace to the table,
Hmm. Amen.
and sometimes they are receptive. I
Hmm.
love that as a challenge. That's one of the reasons why I love this business so much.
It makes it
Yeah,
fun.
It
it does.
does. When
It
people are
is a
coming
challenge. It's a
in,
challenge.
you're feeding them and giving them drinks. How can you not be happy and
Yeah,
excited? But there are
absolutely.
plenty of people that come in sour or angry or with chips on their shoulder or issues.
Hmm.
We talked about that. The customer isn't always right. I mean, just because you're coming into the restaurant with issues and problems, we don't need that either. You know, we're
Yeah,
people too, and we need to be respected too. But
absolutely.
they are looking to be taken care of, and we are in the business of taking care of people. And if you truly understand hospitality, it is one of the greatest gifts you can offer someone, is offering them your time,
Absolutely.
yourself. It's a wonderful gift. And regardless of what they're bringing to the table, if you can convince them in some way through your demeanor, the smile, the
Yep.
effervescence, the
Yep.
happiness, the joy that
Absolutely.
you're bringing to the, hopefully that rubs off.
Yes.
If not, you may want to check them for a pulse. As my wife says, they may be
Hey,
zombies.
they are. There's a lot of zombies out here, bro. There's
There
a
are.
lot of them
Mhm.
out here, man.
And
There's a
it's a
lot of
shame.
them. No matter what you do, they just want to be nasty, and those are the people you just got to say God bless you and move on. Just keep it moving, and
You can't
you
save
can't let
everybody.
anybody. You can't exactly. You can't be super. But God always tells me there's only
But
one
you can serve
superhero.
everybody.
Absolutely,
Well, unfortunately, you
absolutely.
have no choice.
You
You
had no
have to
choice.
serve
Exactly.
everybody. That,
That's our
again, the
job.
dark side of the business.
Yeah, that's
We
our
take
job. Yeah.
everybody.
Yep. There's nobody we can't accept. Exactly.
True, true.
Unless the restaurant kicks them out. That's a whole other
Right.
thing.
And
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know that's an issue too. You know, you're hoping that management has your back if you're having people who
Yeah.
come in with
Absolutely.
attitudes. And there is
Yeah.
that attitude. There are people who throw food or throw drinks but I'm not going to get into that today. We're focusing on a more
Yeah. Yeah.
positive, loving
There we go.
podcast
Yeah.
than we've had in the
We got
past.
another. Hey, we have another podcast. I'll be on back for another episode of that. Okay.
I would
We,
really
we,
appreciate it. But I'm trying, we have, I don't know if you know, Larry, but we have an audience of at least two and two, and they're above the age of 11, 12. People who have no direction in life, who are
yeah.
looking potentially to get into the world of hospitality. So that is our
Gotcha.
audience. That is
Hey,
our audience.
it's a very important audience.
It is.
Very
It
important.
is.
Yeah.
So, understanding the tables, being able to read the tables, and as Dee talked about earlier, it's not something you're born with. It's something that you learn that you want to do. You want to be able to
Absolutely.
take care of people. You want to be able to make people feel comfortable. You want to be able to give yourself to others to ensure that you want to give yourself to others to raise them up, to raise them up. That would be that's a great way to go
Yeah.
through life, in my opinion. And what better way to do that through food and drink?
Yeah. Something that just hit me is having the opportunity. Like even when you think things happen that are outside of control,
Right.
like as far as bad food, slow food coming out, whatever it is. I've noticed that when you communicate with people and you come from a genuine place, the majority of people are understanding and
Excellent point.
being able to massage mistakes, because at the end
Yep.
of the day, there's things that when you're serving, there's things that are out of your control. And
Without a
what you
doubt.
can't control is your control. You got to control the situation as a
Right.
server. And
Communicate.
the way you do that is making sure that communication
Right.
and controlling it. Because guess what? I've had so many people. I had this is a story quick. I had one time. It was I was working at a place. I don't want to put their name out there because
I'd
it was a
edit it
bug.
out
It was a
anyway.
bug. there was there was a bug that they had, and it crawled like
Ugh.
across the floor. It was in the middle of service,
Oh,
and it was a party. It was a party I had of eight. The table from another table that wasn't even my table killed it, stomped on it, and then the people, listen, they could have been irate, but I had massaged this situation so well
yeah.
that those people still wind up ordering food. They still ate. They hadn't
Right.
even ate yet. They still ate. They sat there and they wind up tipping me like I think like $100 tip. And
Wow.
I was
Ooh.
like, yeah, it was one of the best tips I ever had at that restaurant.
I
So
I
it was
ha-
like, yeah,
that's
go ahead.
That bug did you
unbelievable.
a favor.
And so that's the thing. Like you could panic, in situations like that, or you can figure out how can I make this the best possible experience, even knowing the situation, something that I can't control at all.
Right. And it's all through from the beginning, as you said, if you're coming to the table genuine
Yeah,
with a warm heart, a loving heart,
absolutely.
and
They see
and if
that. Yep.
and if they can feel that through your smile,
Hmm.
through your genuineness,
Yep.
and that's really
Absolutely.
one of the ways that you go from good to great. Instead of just walking
Yeah.
up to the table, folks, what can I get you to eat?
Hmm.
It's so much more than that, and it's putting in that time and putting in that want and
Yep.
desire of wanting to be better,
Absolutely.
of wanting to be the
Yeah.
best you can be at everything you do. We're
Think.
good.
I had one more that we
Oh,
talked about that I wanted to tell to me and you
Please
talked about, Jamie.
bring it on.
Is
Bring it on.
about the children.
Yes, you talked
When
about
you
that a
had
couple of weeks ago.
Yes, absolutely. When you have guests that have children, then you should be going out of your way to make that child feel special,
Yeah,
because the parents, when they see that and that you treat their kid with class and dignity and respect.
right,
And I always say to the children, yes sir, yes ma'am. You
right,
know why? Because I'm serving them as well. It
right.
doesn't matter their age, doesn't matter their age, doesn't matter how old they are.
Wonderful point.
That is a guest. That is a guest that I'm serving, just like the
Right,
parents.
right.
So when I tell them yes sir, yes ma'am, I say young man, young lady. I
Yeah,
always
hmm.
approach them young man and young lady, because when their parents see that, they're overjoyed. Their parent, I give them compliments. I tell them they got a beautiful smile. I tell them whatever it is, because when parents see that when you're affirming their children, that makes them want to take care of you even more as a server.
of
And then
course.
and then it makes it personable, because that's our job, to bring it, even if you only have a couple of minutes.
Right,
Ask somebody where they're from. Ask them about their life. Anything like a small thing. When you make it personal experience for them, they'll remember that 20 years that you served, 20 years down the line that you served them. And you could run into them in life down the line. I have people that I serve that are good friends of mine that I can go ask. They live in different states, and I can go when I know when I get out here and do what God has me called me to do, that I'll
right.
never have to worry about a meal anywhere I go. I'll never
Okay,
have to
yeah.
worry about a place where I sleep or any of that stuff, just because of off of making things personable. Mason, like you do it all the time, bro. I watch you.
Yeah.
The way you talk to the kids and the way you talk to the family, and it's like you're a part of their family. And that's what this
Treating
is
them
all
with
about.
respect. It's you talked
Absolutely.
about it earlier. It's treating
Hmm.
everybody with respect,
Absolutely. Everybody.
regardless
Everybody.
of who
Yep.
you are, how old you are, or anything
Absolutely.
else, any other.
Yep.
And that's what it's all about. And
Absolutely.
it's similar. Something similar happened to me. I had taken care of some young kids who had walked in from the pool
Hmm.
and had lunch, and I took care of them. And a
Hmm.
couple of days later, one of the parents came in and handed
Hmm.
me a $20 bill and said, "You did
Wow.
such a great job taking care of my kids. They came back and couldn't stop
Told you.
talking
Wow.
about you."
Look at that. Wow.
And now, when they come in as a family, the
Hmm.
kids say, "Hey, can we sit in Jamie's section?"
There you go.
I
Yep.
love that. And that to me is the ultimate in this
Yep.
business. The
Absolutely.
ultimate in this business. It's a tremendous feeling, and that's why I
You
do
know why,
this.
bro? And also too, like God dealt me with this, because we, as human beings, we naturally love words of affirmation at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
yeah.
But when you're doing it because you're serving and you're doing it from a genuine thing, so when people come back, I had a guy tell me one time he wound up taking a picture. I was working at, and I wound up taking he
Of
wound up
course,
taking
I'm
a
going to
pic.
edit cap out.
There we go. Yeah. He wound up coming in, and he had such an amazing experience that he said, "Can I take a picture with you? I want to post this experience I had at this restaurant with you on Facebook."
It, it,
And
it,
it was one of the greatest honors I ever had. I was like,
yeah.
"Wow, you really meant that much." And guess what? I saw him a year later, and he remembered me. He said, "Hey,
No
Larry,
kidding.
I'm looking around. I'm like, who's calling my name? Who's calling my name?" And I seen him, and I said, he pulled out his
Wow.
phone. He pulled out his phone.
Still
He
had
went
the
to the
picture on the
post.
phone.
He went to the post. Yeah, he went to the post that
Oh
he
my
posted
God.
of me,
Yeah,
and pulled it out a year later. And
yeah.
I was going through a bad day that day, and someone
Right,
was testing me. And
right.
God showed me. He said, "Look, this is what you do, and look it. I'm able to show
It's
you
out there.
what you did, what you did." And he
That's really
showed me. He's like,
awesome.
and he took another picture with me, and he wound up posting again about me. And he said, "This is a real man." He said, "This is a real man, a guy right here. This is my brother. This is my friend." And he's still my friend to this day.
That's
Like,
fantastic.
and he's a
That's
firefighter. He's a firefighter. He's a
no kidding.
firefighter. Or yeah, yeah.
That's
Yep.
wonderful. I mean, those are the stories, and
Yep.
it's not hard to get there.
Nope.
It's a great business. One of the great things about this business is what you put into it, you'll get back. If you're putting in
Oh
love
shit.
and energy and positive feeling, you're gonna get that back. It's in anything in life. It's how
Yep.
you live your life.
Reaping you sow. You reap what you sow.
That's
Yep.
That's what it
exactly
is.
what it is. Larry, I appreciate it. So now we're going to move into the
Yeah, I
more
know. Yeah.
now we're going to move into the more difficult portion of the interview. And that's my favorite part, which is
Yes, sir.
called seven-ish questions. So the very
All
first
right.
question is mine, and I'll let you pick the others, maybe with Dee's help. But the very first
Gotcha.
question is, when and where did you get your start in hospitality?
I started in hospitality as a server. I started three about this was in 2022. Yep, 2022,
So recent.
October 2022. Yeah,
So brand new into the business.
yeah, brand new. The first day that I served, I had up to one of my guests say, "How long have you been a server?" I said, "I just started today." She said, "No way." She said, "You've been doing this for years. There's no way that you just
Uh,
started the first day." And it's just because this is genuinely who I've been. It's like when I found serving, it was like, how did you miss this your whole life? Like it's like I found home. Like when I serve, I don't ever feel like I'm working, and that's another thing too. When you love to do something, it's
right,
not work to you. Like I
right.
like to
Yeah,
serve people is just naturally who I am. So
yeah.
when I found serving, like actual serving, I'm like I get to make money. I get to walk out with $300-$400. I didn't do any work. Wow.
I've
Eh,
always said
Thank
if I
you.
won the lottery, I would still keep a
Thank
service
you.
industry job just because I love
Yeah,
it so much.
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
It,
not work.
it
It's not
it's a
work.
that's a great point. And the fact is, sir, it just goes to show how easy serving can be. And no disrespect to you, but just the point is, if you bring a personality to the table,
Mm,
that's really all it is. They
yeah,
pretty much they're coming into the
yeah,
restaurant. They've probably been there before. They know what they're eating. They know what they're drinking. 9 times out of
yep.
10, other than the specials that you'll offer. So it's
Hmm.
really you and what you bring in it. And if you can
Absolutely.
fudge it all, I always say, and I try not to curse for those.
Fake it till you make it.
Right. Try not to curse for those 11 and 12-year-old two watchers,
Yeah,
but it's 99% BS. It's just all personality. It's
yeah.
it's that. And oh, by the way, the chicken's good. Try the chicken. It's amazing tonight.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll try the chicken.
delicious.
Right.
You know what I tell? Hey, this is what I tell them too. I said, guess what? If you don't like it, you can blame it on me.
Right. Right. Let
And
me
they
make you
laugh.
I'll make you a
That's another
pizza.
thing. Making them laugh. You got to break the
Hmm.
ice. Icebreaker. Making people laugh is the key. You get to the table. I always try to do an icebreaker. I say something, gotta put it on my heart to come at them a certain way.
Right.
If they're eating and I say they're getting a lot and they're getting full, I say, hey, did you get your figure right yet? And they laugh every time
Wow.
because they'll start rubbing their belly and they're like, oh, I'm almost there, I'm almost there. So like little things like that, and you'll know who you can say that to and who you
Right.
can't. You'll learn
Which
that.
is
You'll
what
learn
you
that.
Hmm.
talked about, being able to
Discernment,
read
yeah,
that table, being able
absolutely,
to
yeah.
understand who's in front of you and
Who you're
what you
dealing with,
can or
yeah.
can't
Who
do.
you're dealing with,
That's right.
exactly.
That's
That's it.
exactly it. But if they know, again, if you're genuine and you're not coming
Yeah,
at them bumpy,
yeah,
they should be able to take that lighthearted
yeah,
ribbing as nothing but love.
yeah.
And I
That's
say
yeah.
something similar. If I see them sitting back and patting their belly, I'll say,
Uh-huh.
folks, I have this amazing dessert tonight. Good news, it comes with 2 spoons.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can share. But
Yep,
it's always about that and being able to read the
yep.
table.
Absolutely.
So, question 2,
Yes, sir.
D. Do you have question 2? You want to ask him a question?
Am I picking a number or am I asking him what question two is?
You can do whatever you'd like. Ask him a question 2.
Oh, we're going with question 10. Asking question 10. Question 10 is my favorite question.
Aye. Okay.
All right. Buckle up for this one.
Question 10. Is there a dark side to the hospitality industry?
Absolutely. It's the dark side of everything in life.
There is. You can get
so,
as detailed or as not detailed as you'd like. We have skirted this subject in every podcast.
wow.
And D continues to go to number 10.
I like part 2 of question 10.
Gotcha. So
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Right.
If you don't want to answer what's the dark side of service industry, you can answer instead, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
How about this? I'll answer both.
There you go. So the dark side, sir.
The dark side, I would say, is our words. Our words, the power of our words. We don't realize that what we, like it starts with ourselves. And I've dealt with this with coworkers of mine in different establishments, and it's the power of manifesting what you speak. Because when you say, "I'm not going to get a tip at this table," because you're looking with your eyes at what that person who's coming in here,
right?
And God has dealt with me on this, because we human beings, I say we and everything, y'all. So if y'all get to know me, I say we a lot, because I look at all us as human beings in the same world, in this together. So I say we, but what we tend to do is tear ourselves down and tear each other down with our words.
That's
because
a great point.
I've had coworkers come in and say, "Oh, today's going to be a crappy day. I hope I get a good table today."
Right. You can manifest, and that would be a whole nother podcast.
It will.
Being able to manifest your destiny. It is not hard. You know, I firmly believe that. And I believe that it's
life and death is in the tongue.
It is. We're all energy beings. And if you give out positive energy, you will get positive energy back.
Absolutely.
And one of my quotes on my website, serversandmanagers.com, one of my quotes on my website, I talk about love is something, if you give it away, you end up getting more. If you give it out, if you give out positive energy, you will get that positive energy back without a doubt. Business is made up of a lot of younger people who take things personally. And another quote I have is, if you can't handle the heat, don't walk into the kitchen.
Yep.
There's a lot of yelling and screaming and a lot of personalities in this business. A lot of personality, and you have to be able to handle that and manage that. And just like you're reading a table, you need to read people too.
Absolutely. People too. Your coworkers, you got to know who's the person that's going to set you when you come in. There might be one person in particular that sets you off and gets you off a track. Then guess what? You got to take the high road with that person, because that person's setting you up for failure when you go into work.
Right.
So you got to know how to approach that person, or not deal with them to a certain level, and not let them get in your space that you need to execute and do your job the right way.
I agree. And I've talked about, they're just words. And words, unless you give words power.
Yeah, there's no power in them.
They're just words. So it's really, if it's what you put into it. And if you believe in yourself, and if you have faith, and you trust in that you're a good person, you know you're on the straight and narrow, they're words. Let it go. It doesn't matter. Everybody has issues, including us, especially D. So,
what we got next?
You give me a number between 1 and 10. Give me a number between
6.
1 and 10. 6. Oh,
6.
I'm sorry. We have to go back. And sir, part 2.
The ice cream.
Oh yeah, the ice cream. Man, this is the harder question
tonight.
This is the harder question. Okay, I will say my favorite ice cream is butter pecan.
Butter pecan.
That's a good one.
But it's gotta be Haagen-Dazs. It's gotta be Haagen-Dazs.
A specific brand.
I love Haagen-Dazs butter pecan.
So Haagen-Dazs, if you're looking for a sponsorship.
You're gonna go for Haagen-Dazs when you eat Breyers every day?
I eat Breyers every day.
Breyers, to me, Breyers fell off. I don't like Breyers. I used to love Breyers when I was younger.
Don't tell me that. That's what's in my fridge.
back in the day,
the
Breyers
texture to
was
me,
made,
they changed the
right,
texture. They changed the
as with
texture of it.
everything. Back in the day, Breyers vanilla was made with just 4 ingredients:
Oh wow. Okay.
milk, sugar, eggs, and
Hmm.
vanilla. That was it. Vanilla bean. Those 4
Yeah, that's my
ingredients.
favorite, the vanilla bean. Yeah, that was
That
my
was
favorite.
Mm.
it. And
Yep.
now the list is as long as my forearm.
Yeah.
So, question number 6, good or bad? Thank God for the magic of editing. Larry,
Mine,
question
please.
number 6, good or bad? Is there one event that stays with you?
Yeah, this was a situation that I that happened, and God was able to show me why why we why I cannot judge anybody that I
Uh,
serve.
right.
He had 3 men of faith come in. There was one was a DJ. One is a DJ. I'm not saying names about this, but
Yeah.
one was a DJ. One was a bishop, and one was a singer, gospel singer.
Right.
And they came in. They came in, pressed suits, dressed to a T,
Looking good.
made looking good, looking like $1 million.
Which
Okay,
goes with my philosophy. It's better to look good than it is to
yeah.
feel good.
So, so he came. So they came in. I sat him. I served them, shared my music with them, gave them insight to what I was doing musically, and with all my stuff taken off and everything. And I'm like, all right, this is a great action. I'm thinking it's going to be a fruitful thing. As
Right.
I'm going, I'm starting to see their demeanor, how they're acting, how they're talking to me, stuff like that. I'm
Not
starting to
good?
realize not good. Yeah, started going a bit sideways. I'm like, okay, all right, Lord, I see. I see what this is. So I had a table next to them. It was a group. It was a group of a family of 6.
Mhm.
It was a mom, a dad, a grandmother, and 3 kids that were off the chain. I mean, like throw it all over the place. So much so that when I got to the table, my coworkers were looking at me like, "Man, I feel bad for you."
Right.
That they were like, "You got to deal with that. Good
We've
luck."
all had that before.
Yeah, they said,
Yep.
"Good luck" to me, right?
Right.
Okay, so I go and I gotta find a charger. I got like 10%, but um, I go and I go right to I start serving this table and this table at the same time. The kid is they're painting their food on the mirror on the wall. I
My
mean, they're
God.
all over the place.
My
The kid
God.
is the kid is telling me to come here. Like I'm like, wow, no no manners, no nothing.
It's like
I
a
said
step away from
said
snapping fingers.
Right.
this is there. I was like, do I have to address this myself, Lord? So I'm just feeling. He's giving me the strength. I'm trying to get them all straight. But as I kept
Right.
massaging the situation, I kept pouring into the little kids. I kept calling them young man, young lady, young man, young lady, all of that,
Right.
and
Respect.
affirming them.
Giving
And
him
it
the
was fun,
respect.
yeah.
Right.
And it was funny because the youngest one, which was like the 2 or 3 year old, the 3 year old or 4 year old, whatever it was the one that that had the most sense. And I was like, wow, this the youngest one had the most sense out of all of them. So we're I'm serving them. I wind up getting the bill from the 3 guys. They wound up tipping me $15 on a $185 bill. And I was like, the way it went, I thought it was a connection. I thought like, okay, this might be a connection to my music, to the radio station, all of that. I was like, all right, this is gonna be Lord, this would probably be a good 40, $50 tip,
Yeah.
something. It tipped me $15.
Wow.
And then I wind up to the other to the table. I wound up at the end. I told him I was a singer. I wound up gave him my cards, all of that. So you know that I wind up to it was the grandmother's birthday. It was the mom's birthday. And the grandmother came to me afterwards and she said, "Oh, you were so amazing, blah, blah, blah." She was like, "Do you have a CD or anything, something that I can have that you could sign for me?" And I was like, "Ma'am, I don't have anything, but what I can do is I can take a picture with y'all." I took a picture with the family.
Right.
I took a picture with the kids, everything. It was
Yeah.
a great moment. And
Yeah.
you know that I got opportunity I got the automatic gratuity, and that lady, it was a mess everywhere. There was food everywhere. It was all over the place. But you know how much that lady tipped me? I went and looked at the bill. That lady tipped me extra with those people that were supposed to be about faith, about all this stuff. The people that I thought was gonna bless me, they tipped extra what those people tipped me in total for the whole bill.
Wow.
And
They
then
took care
in
of you.
that moment, yeah, and in the moment, God showed me that this is why you do not judge people.
Right.
This is why you serve everybody the same, because what they look on the outside does not dictate their heart. You don't know
Great point.
You
what's
never
on
know.
someone's heart to give you. You don't know
Right.
what they're going through. You
Right.
don't know what they got going on in their life. That's
Yep.
why we have to give grace and mercy like God gives us grace and mercy when we are serving, because we're supposed to be like Christ when we serve, if you're a
Excellent.
believer.
Right. Right. And if you're giving everybody the same service every time, regardless on
bless you.
how they're acting, but if
Doesn't
you're
matter.
bringing the love and you're bringing the grace and you're bringing the happiness, it doesn't matter what anybody
Doesn't
else is
matter.
feeling.
Yeah.
If you're bringing that, it'll conquer everything.
Yeah.
We've talked about before that love just kills it all. I mean, anything that is negative or evil is just, you kill it with love. And that's the best way to
Absolutely.
do it. That's the best way to do it. That's a fantastic point.
Yep.
Moving on
People
to
the way
another
you want to be
question.
treated.
Say that again, D?
I said treat people the way you want to be treated.
Which is
Absolutely.
the golden
Basic.
rule.
This is basic human stuff, y'all. We've gotten so far away from just basic human stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it again, hospitality is easy.
Yeah.
It's just being a basic human. That's
That's
all it is.
Yeah, basically.
So
basically.
before you run out of too much juice, I don't know how much power you
Yeah.
have left on
I-
your phone. I don't want to lose you.
I got enough to finish this. I got enough to finish this conversation. The Lord's going to make sure of that.
I appreciate that. I'm going to ask you.
Got you back.
I'm going to ask you one more question, my friend, and then I'm going to let you get on with your day. And the
Yes, sir.
question is my favorite question. Do you have one piece of advice that you can offer anybody who's getting into this business?
Which we keep talking about, genuine. Don't try to be something you're not, because if you try to be something you're not, then people see through the facade.
Yeah.
Like, now you can have things that you have a standard of how you have to serve, but your personality should take over the basic things that you need to do as a server. We all have our natural personality. So if you're not bubbly, don't try to be bubbly. Like, if you're not, if you, I mean, you should have a smile,
Right.
but
If you're not
if
good at
you-
jokes, don't make a joke.
yeah, don't make a joke. Yeah, like it's certain things. Like, I have a guy. There's a guy that that I used to serve with, that he had this script that he did every time, and it was so cringy because he would never deviate from that exact script. And I'm thinking in my head, this is why your tips are bad, man, because there's certain people that don't want your spiel about the restaurant and how long it's been in service and how
It
long you've
sounds
been coming here
rehearsed.
since a kid. It sounds so rehearsed, and it is. It's literally the same thing he does every single time.
Right.
And like, people want you to be genuine. People want you to be yourself. And even when like I make mistakes, people see how genuinely I am like, wow, I'm sorry that I forgot this. Like, they give the grace and mercy to it, because they're like, wow, he is genuinely sorry for messing up my order. Like because we get in this business, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. Things are gonna happen.
It does.
You're gonna send the wrong food. I had at work just a couple days ago. I had a lady. Everybody got their food, and I forgot to put her food in. And I massaged it.
We've all been there.
So good.
Yeah.
I massaged it so much that her food, they expedited it. I said, Lord, make this food come out quick. Maybe they had another order that they took it from or whatever, but it was able to come out in 5 minutes. And I told her, ma'am, I'm so sorry. It was my fault. Blame this on me.
5 minutes is barely noticeable.
Yep. And they all wind up tipping me good from the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and that's what it is. Communication,
absolutely.
positive, being
Absolutely.
truthful.
Absolutely.
It's again, the business is not hard.
No, it's not.
Larry, I really appreciate your insight. This has
this is a good one.
This is a good one. This has been an incredible podcast, Larry. Thank
I
you.
love it. I love it
so
talking to you.
much. I'd love the opportunity to do this again. I can tell you,
Anytime.
I can go on for hours with you.
So
The
can
only
I.
thing that's
So can I.
stopping me is you have less than 7% on your phone, sir.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
next
And you know
time I
what?
Coming
call
soon.
you,
It's exactly at 7%, my friend. You're right on the money. It's
put
exactly 7%.
put your phone on a charger before I call you next time.
And the only
Larry,
reason, you know what? Hey, I started my day off with about 80%, and I was on a call for almost 2 hours with someone I just got introduced to. So right before I got on the call with you, I was already on the phone with someone else for 2 hours.
you're
And
always moving.
and God is exploding in my life, and I can't wait to share all the great things He's doing with you in the podcast. And I look
I
forward to
can't
coming
wait.
back. And you know, I'm gonna have my own podcast. I'm gonna get y'all on my podcast one
We
day.
would love
We're gonna
that
do that.
opportunity.
We're
And
gonna do
we're going to
that.
bring those 2 listeners with us.
Yep.
Hey! I got a song
Double
that
our
is called.
views.
I got a song that I wrote. You know what it's called? It's
Tell
called
me.
"Who's the One." It's called
Who's
"Who's the One," and it's about scripture when Jesus talks about leaving the 99 to get the one. That a good shepherd will leave the flock to go get
right?
the one lost sheep. So guess what? In this industry, these two people, hey, they need to know they're going
That's
into
all
this
it is.
industry. They need to know what they're dealing with, and this is if we just get one of them to be the best that they can be, then God, we're the angels are smiling down on us and they're happy with our work. So
That's exactly it. If you want to send me, I'll talk to you after the podcast. But if you want to send
yeah,
me that music, I'll be more than happy to play it at the end of this podcast, and everybody will be able to sample the beauty
absolutely,
that you are generating, my friend. I
absolutely.
really do appreciate you, Larry. I love you. God
Love you
bless you,
too,
my
bro.
friend, and
It was
thank you
nice meeting
so
you.
much.
Nice meeting you as well, man. And I look forward to talking to y'all. I'll see you at work, bro. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be there, but I'll see you at work.
I look forward to it. God bless you, my friend. You take
God bless
care.
you, brother.
Take
Yes, sir,
care.
man. You too,
Bye.
bro. Bye.
Woohoo.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Larry always comes with a great attitude.
I was gonna say, what a wonderful point of view of things. That was great. Very
Yeah,
refreshing.
it was. It's really nice to go in that direction. And thank you again, Larry. I appreciate all that you do. D, because it was such a wonderful interview, I'd like to say that we don't have much more time for anything else.
Good, because
Do,
I'm getting hungry. All this talk about ice cream
please tell me you're not moving in the direction of ice cream or sourdough.
for breakfast. I won't tell you then.
Any parting words?
Be good or be good at it.
I love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. God bless you all, and
Yep.
thank you for watching the FND podcast. And you can learn more on my website, serversandmanagers.com.
If you're real,
Thank you again. God bless you, and have a
you got
wonderful
nothing to
night.
worry about.
Toodaloo.
But if you're synthetic, starting tomorrow, your balls come off.